Just want to say thank you. That was one of the best races ever. Just talk me through it from your seat. It was unbelievable.
I mean, like, yeah, it was amazing. You know, even I enjoyed it. I was the one who ride, but like I had so much fun riding the track. The track was really technical, really difficult, you know, like with deep roads, deep lines, but I was actually enjoying a lot, you know, all the weekend. Had a solid starts in both motos, you know, make some passes on the beginning, and riding really clean, you know, smooth. So yeah, really happy with the riding and how everything ended, you know, on the end.
I mean, in that second motor, you're riding really well. You're pulling away from everyone, but then Jett does what Jett does. What's going through your head when he passes you? Because you're riding so well, like there's not much else you could have done. But
actually, I was a bit surprised. You know, pit lane straight, they reap it like freshly, so you know there was some bumps and quite deep and long roads, so it was not easy to really see the pit board. So I know when I pass Eli, like I could hear him couple of laps still behind me, you know, couple of seconds. But after I kind of like didn't hear anymore. So I know that I have some gap. But actually I was not really expecting Jett to be on my real wheel when he was that close to me. And then also we cut some lappers and something was on the track like after the finish line and then the tabletop and then on the straight towards the corner on the start. I almost crashed there because I think the something was on the track. Okay. And I nearly missed it. Lost a couple of seconds there, and then he caught me, he passed me, and I know because at that moment I was just cruising. You know, I had some let's say, you know, if I need to push, I had something, you know, and then when he passed me, then we pushed a little bit more, and I was trying to search for the lines, you know, where I could make a passes. I found some good lines and then managed to make a good corner, you know, like before the triple up, get a good drive, and then I was next to him, and then just make a block pass, you know, with two corners to go. So yeah, the feeling was amazing.
And Jett, whenever he did pass you, he made a couple of mistakes as well, but whenever you were behind him, were you able to pick up anything from him that he was doing that maybe you weren't doing, or not so much?
Actually, like he was riding quite similar lines to me, you know. We both found some nice lines, you know, fast, smooth. It was not easy because it was really on the edge, and then you had to cut, you know, so you really had to be smart and clever, you know, like to find these kind of lines. But then when I was behind him, and actually like when I was on his real wheel, if I would follow him, you know, it's actually difficult to make a pass. So I knew that I had to try some different lines if I want to make a pass for the lead, and that's exactly what I did. And then yeah, executed the pass to two corners to go, and that was good.
And last weekend it was heartbreak. How motivated were you this weekend? Because no disrespect to Slovenia, but you know they're not going to win the event. I'm sure you know that yourself. Yeah. So you still let it out in the line. Did you want to prove that you're still one of the best in the world, and on your day the best in the world this weekend?
Exactly. I mean, obviously last weekend was difficult, you know, especially losing the title with a couple of points, you know. But that's motocross, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I was really motivated coming into this event, you know, this week. Because I really like Matterley Basin track. I always enjoy riding here, you know. I always say, and I think many riders in the paddock would agree with me, you know, it's one of the best tracks in the world. So yeah, and then you know, having a good solid teammates as well, you know, gives me a lot of motivation, because Pancar showed last couple of GPs that he proved that he could ride up front, you know, in top 10 consistently, sometimes top 5 in China. So actually also today, you know, we finished 7. That's the best ever result, you know, for Slovenia, for such a small country. So yeah, pretty happy, you know.
And how much respect have you got for Pancar? Because it's basically him and his dad rocking up the GPs in a van. He's riding stock bikes. He's going back to Slovenia. His father has to work. It's pretty unbelievable the job he's doing. Just shout out to him.
I mean, like it's crazy, you know. Just heads down. I always, when I talk to them, like huge respect to his father, to him. You know, we all know that it's not easy what they are doing. You know, traveling alone around Europe, around the world. Actually, he did all the GPs, even the overseas in Indonesia, China, Argentina. Yeah, and he rode really amazing. For his first year in 450, I think he learned a lot, and I think next year he's gonna come back even stronger.
And you've got a good friendship with the Coonans. How did all that come about? You've spent a lot of time with them this year, and they've been out in Croatia riding at your track as well.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like Coonan brothers, Sasha and Lucas, they're great kids, we always park together, in the paddock. We both have quite similar, quite big motorhomes, and Foxy always park us next to each other. And in the evenings we spend a lot of time. We play Uno together and talking, hanging around. So they've been also at my Tiga land. We spent, let's say, 2-3 weeks together training, and it's super nice to have such amazing kids.
And if Lucas moves up to MXGP next year, you'll be racing him. What will that be like? He's a young gun, and he's not scared to hang it out.
Of course, I mean, Lucas is really fast. He showed last couple of GPs. Also the consistency that maybe he was missing on the beginning of the year. Because I felt. And he showed to everyone that on a good day, nobody was able to come really close to him. He's moving up, so definitely he's gonna be really strong next year. But it's nice to have that.
And what's the plan now for you? Time off? Have you got a holiday book? Go somewhere nice and sunny and land on a beach somewhere?
Not yet. Actually, I have testing.
Really?
Yes, I like to do testing straight up. Like straight after a season, because I'm still in good shape. So we're gonna do testing in the next couple of weeks, and then a bit of holidays, and then we start all over again. It's gonna be soon January when we go to Sardinia, for pre-season trainings, and then we start pre-season races in February, and then it's gonna be like March, gonna be really quick here. So
And just how tough is it on the body? I mean, 20 GP rounds, 2-day format, the pre-season races, and how motivated are you to get this 6th world title, especially after this year being so close? I mean, if China didn't happen, you probably would have been world champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, especially having 20 GPs, and this year we have to be already Friday. Friday we have start section, so basically. It went from 2 days, it went to 3 days, being on the bike. So the weekend is always really long. We have to travel Thursday morning on a race, and then you came back basically Monday. So you spend the most of the days in the week, on the race. But yeah, it's the same for everyone. But anyway, now a bit of rest. Then we go again next year.
Perfect, Tim. Thanks for your time, and see you next year.